light. What I do is I use an open medium, of course, and first of all, I'm going to paint my color on with a square shader. On the portrait, I can see that I'm going to be going a lot darker in here on both heads. I'm going to start with Becky's. So I'm going to load my square shader with rich brown mixed with a little bit of black. And I want to just apply some paint here to start out with. I'm leaving a little bit of area at the top so that I won't have to make it easier. I want to be sure and reserve that area. So I'm just going to add some paint. Now I'm going to start being less in this area here because I don't want that to get dark. And I'll probably go a little darker here. Really just getting some paint on there that I can work with. Alright, now I'm going to be using, this is a hair texture brush which I sell, which I like to use, and I dip it into my medium, so I want oil on it, and kind of wipe a little bit of the oil out, and then basically I'm just going to act like I'm brushing the hair. Now I'm going to wipe it, just what I'm doing is like this, just patting it out a little bit on just like I'm brushing her hair. Now I'm going to dip it back into my oil because I want to clean it out a little bit. I'm going to start refining this a little bit. I think I may have gotten a little bit too much oil. My brown looks a little bit oily to me. Start applying some pressure. Her hair's tucked under there, and it comes down here. And then now I'm going to turn this over, flip it over, because I want to take some of this out where the hair's all blasted. I don't want that to be quite as dark. And in fact, I want to wipe it out some more. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take and dip my brush into Marcy's brush cleaner, her orange brush cleaner. And then I'm swabbing, getting that orange brush cleaner out. If you don't, it will disperse your paint, and you don't want to do that. So, but see how that cuts it back nice. See the difference here? It actually wipes, cuts right through the paint. And I may use that for a little bit of, and pull a few more strands here, blonde streaks. I'm going to go back in my oil because I don't want to pull too much hair, too much of my paint out. And go back up here. So you can see I'm just like I'm brushing her hair, isn't it? Now this is going to get darker, much, much darker when you look at the study photo. But for right now, okay, now I'm going to take, and this is a scroller brush that normally use scrollers for, you know, like big stems or whatever. But if you open it up, you see how that it's rather uneven edges. Works really nice as a hair texture brush. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to refine some of these hairs out here that are making up her bangs. Give it a little bit of a... And I can also paint with this too. I could apply paint, which I do that a lot too. Now I'm going to take this texture brush. Instead of putting in oil, I'm going to dip it into Marcy's cleaner. Then I'm not pulling, but I'm swabbing it good, because I want to pull a few of the brightest highlights through here. You see? Dip it back into Marcy's cleaner. Dab it off again. And I can pull some more. Just want a few really bright blonde highlight swirls. Now, when you look at the photograph, you can see that she has some light areas here between her forehead and the bangs. So I'm going to try, not sure what's behind here for my first fire. I'm going to try to wipe out a few of those to get the impression that the sunlight is shining through her bangs. And see how I'm knocking some highlights more? Just very easily, but you keep dipping into Marcy's cleaner. And then again and again. I just want to make sure I reserve all of these really, really bright areas, because that's what's going to make the painting special, in my opinion. You see how that's done? Now, I will probably continue to play with this a little bit more after I get off the video, because it's really hard to do every little detail. But that's how these hairs get up here too. I will either use the scroller brush like this, or if that's too big, if I want finer little highlights, then I will use the little 10-0 liner brush. And just want to get some swirls in there. Do you see? Can you see that? It really makes a difference.